Hi guys, today is 14th of May 2017. So my name is Philipp Druzhinin. I'm broadcasting what this live hangout from Moscow. And today I'm gonna uh, tell you something about ancient skyscrapers and some ruins that are all around this Central Asia and even some places else. So let's try to say if we have a sound. Yes, we have it. Okay, I'm gonna present my screen. So this is some article. One guy did it. He was um, trying to show us some interesting stuff about ancient buildings. And this is the place. This place is located in Yemen. If you know where Yemen is, it's uh, close to Saudi Arabia, near the Gulf of Aden, close to Somalia. So this is one of the key cities, ancient cities and touristic place for Yemen. And it's famous for its so-called skyscrapers, which are located over here. As you can see, it has lots of mountains or so-called quarries, ancient quarries, because this is definitely looks like a mining site, huge mining site. And as we can see, let's see if we have first if we have a picture. We have yes, we have it. So this is how it looks. Looks like a bunch of old buildings, and some of them are ruined, some, but most of them are still in very good condition. And here, the background, you can see this ancient quarry, as I was showing in my previous videos about mining, stuff like that. So it looks like a skyscrapers neighborhood or something like that, but not so many floors like we have in Manhattan or Moscow or whatever, but still it is pretty decent. And it was built very very long ago. Wikipedia says that it has about 7,000 inhabitants right now. And it's also in the UNESCO World Heritage Site, so it's a UNESCO official place, which is protected by UNESCO, UNESCO, if you know what I mean. So, what is interesting about this place? That it looks, if we just think about it as a ruined place, if let's say we have it demolished to the first floor, we have some like this. And this is in Central Asia, close to Russia. Again, this is only a theory right now, but still If we think about it as just a one-story buildings neighborhood, we can also think about it as this type of thing, but it's demolished to the first floor and to the basement or whatever by the flood. And right now it looks like this. And all the mud and flood just erased these buildings. Although they have a little basements there, so if they have a 1 or 2 or 3 story construction, why can't they have a 9 to 12 story buildings? Why do we think it was not very high and has not many floors, stores, whatever? So I think our scientists, our archaeologists must look at this Shibam place first and understand that this is probably the case everywhere they see such type of quarters in the archaeological sites. Okay, there's another one. Also has like a wall around it, and nobody can say anything. But it looks like some of those buildings could be, maybe this part could be similar to those Shibam buildings. And again, there's a bunch of them, and they all around. Uh, so maybe they could have like one huge building and a bunch of small ones around it. Who knows? Who knows? But most of them look like demolished neighborhoods. Maybe even by the flood, because we can see they are all buried in the mud. So why don't this huge flood that came in 19th, 18th centuries a couple of times, why didn't it erase it? Why couldn't it? This is how those places look. They just they are buried in the mud. And I've shown a bunch of artifacts from those archaeological sites. They find very interesting things, which prove that ancient people had more efficient technologies, more advanced technologies than we do. And this is, for example, the reconstruction of the face reconstruction of those people. So they look pretty similar to what we are today. So why don't we understand that something really weird happened to them and they lost their homes, their buildings, and stuff like that? So there's like a 500 buildings in this Shibam place. 500 buildings. So this is a very tight construction place. Probably those sites that we have all around this Central Asia probably are the same, just the miners settlements which grew in those type of cities in the middle of trade routes and stuff like that. So as I was saying, the byproducts of mining is concrete, and most of them, those buildings used concrete as a brick glue or whatever composure to stick bricks together, just like cement is using right now. So maybe they used it to make bricks. Who knows? If they had such type of stoves to make bricks, just imagine how many bricks we should need to build something like this. So it definitely had to have a factory, a brick factory. And I've been trying to tell some theory about brick factories building Russian churches, abandoned churches that we find right now. Very much of them are very, the walls are very thick, not thin like we build right now, but thick like 3 or 4 times uh, more thick than it has to be. So another point is that those cities have like a huge population, like about 7 to 13,000 people. So how can they, you know, live here without making no sanitary disease and stuff like this? So probably they had a technology to use and those toilets and stuff like that. Who knows? Maybe even canalization or Sears was done here. Who knows? What is underneath this city? I would like to know. And still, they look like the mining sites of those ancient giant trees, roots, which we observe everywhere, and look pretty familiar to what we have in Siberia. And another example, which I don't like, because this guy thinks that it's pretty much the same that we had in Bologna. We have that like pictures about a bunch of towers in Bologna in medievals, but right now we have like only one left. So maybe most of those towers are made up by those painters, but who knows? Are they real? I don't think painters in back in the times, back in the days, used to falsify something. But if we know that the whole history was falsified and fabricated, basically made up to qualify the needs of those who took the power in 19th and 18th century, to fulfill their needs. And so who knows, was this falsified or not? But people say that they even built like this small little cities to show how it looked in museums. But I've shown those towers in one of my video about ancient air fleet. So I think those towers were used to dock the air fleet, which was flying in the sky. So those zeppelins or whatever they had could dock to those towers, charge and leave the passengers and stuff like that. So, or maybe even fill their tanks or something like that with some fuels. Who knows? Because some of those towers don't look to be inhabited by somebody, and their use is only to charge those zeppelins, like we had in early 20th century in America and USA. We had those zeppelin charges, charge towers and stuff like that. So they look pretty much the same. So you best just watch that video about ancient air fleet that I made like half a year ago. So I don't think we should mix this up with this shibam. I think it only shows that ancients had technology to build whatever story building they had to do, and they did it. So did in China, although we know China didn't have uh, didn't have skyscrapers, but we see some similar buildings which were made in first half of 17th century as they dated right now. So most of those buildings were built in early 20th century, but some of them were built in the times of 17th century. So that proves it also had China also had technologies of building high-story buildings. Okay, today was supposed to be a short one. Let's see if we have any questions in chat. Let's see if we have. Does this have any connection to all the Chinese ghost cities? No, I think Chinese have ghost cities not for that purpose. They have like them for the China is very depopulated, in fact, but they say they have like 1.5 billion people, but I think they don't have them. I think we are all depopulated, so I'm gonna talk about it maybe in a couple more videos in the future. But depopulation is a huge problem. The numbers of population that we have right now are over exaggerated. So these Chinese ghost towns are one of these key points to understand that. So this might not make any sense to you right now. So I guess it's not a good answer, but I'm gonna open up this topic in the future so you can understand. And I mentioned these ghost cities too. I think we have enough evidence. Maybe in China there are towers that are more probable remote time. Yes. Some man from Russia says that, Philip, there is no America like continent. It is located in Asia. Type in Google Tabu Nova Orbis and you know where it is. So, okay, I'll do it after this broadcast. So I think we don't have any questions. Everything is clear. So that I'll leave you a link in the description so you can check this Shibam place by yourself. And thanks a lot for watching me today. Sorry to lose some, working procedure to make many videos. So I hope to make up in the summer when I catch up with the videos. I'm gonna picture in Russia. I'm gonna write some places and show you some mud flood evidence which was never pictured by anyone else. So thanks a lot and see you later. Bye.